What's up, everybody? Kafka here, and today I got to play the season 6 of Diablo 4, and it's the PTR. And I will tell you what, there are some things that they did not tell us. They didn't tell us. All right, so let's get into it. So a couple things about the progression system. So first off, so you're leveling now 1 through 60, and I think most of us knew that, right? So we're leveling 1 through 60, and while you're leveling through that journey, you could get up to level 700-ish gear, but once you get to level 60, you could get 750 gear to drop and 800 gear to drop. So the 800 gear is a big deal. You'll know when you get an 800 gear. It makes a big sound, it's ancestral, and it has a GA guaranteed. And we had a level 50 character get transferred over, and we had gear that was 540. And these are ranked 12 out of 12 masterworked items. And once we were able to switch out a 540 piece for a 750 piece even, it was a huge difference, big time. So it felt tremendous difference. So like this, I was like skeptical at first because I was like, there's no way a 540 item that's 12 out of 12, it's probably going to be just as good. And it feels so much stronger getting the 750 item. And it is a lot harder to get these ancestral items now because there's no more sacred items. It's just legendary and ancestral. So it's 750 or 800. And what I'm hearing is it feels like another big jump. So now let's talk about what I didn't know about this. I did read up on the patch notes. I went over some stuff in the videos. I watched a lot of the live streams, and this was not explained the way they should have explained it. It is the Paragon system. So how the Paragon system is, after you get to level 60, you're going to have 25 points. So I have, if you look up here in this corner, after I take these little things off, I have 212 Paragon points. Kafka, how'd you already on the first night get 212 Paragon points? Well, what happened was you were able to use your old level 50 character, which was old level 100, who already had 200 points. So now I have to grind to 325 points, and you can see you'll have an experience bar. So 22 million experience gives you 1 Paragon point. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to test how many Paragon points experience cost at level 1, 2, and 3. And let me tell you why we cannot test that. So the reason why we can't test that is because all of these characters that got transferred over are level 50, and I would have to delete all these characters and start fresh because they all already had 200 Paragon points from the previous. So how the system works, which they didn't explain, is once you level a character to 60, you start at level 1, not 200, level 1 Paragon point. And what you have to do is level all the way up to 325 Paragon points. So that is a lot, but there is some benefits. So I can make a sorcerer and I can get them to level 60 and get 30 Paragon points. Now I want to make a Spiritborn. Well, now I get to level 60. I start at the 30 Paragon point, and now I work my way up the Paragon tree. And I get more points. So I'll get 31, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Sweet. Now I make a barb and I get them to level 60. Now I go to 39, 40, 41. You share the Paragon levels, not glyphs. That's something different. All right. So how glyphs work is much different, but I want to show you the proof. The proof is in the pudding, baby. The proof is in the pudding. So this is a level 1 rogue with 212 Paragon points, because I got an extra 12 Paragon points today while I was grinding out, which doesn't seem like a lot. It was like 3 hours of, looking around. And if I was really focusing, maybe I would have got 20, which isn't terrible. And we don't know. Maybe 1 to 50 is really easy. We don't know. Maybe it is. We don't know. We'll have to find out. Maybe At the end of the PTR, I'll delete all these characters so we could find out. And level 1 up to 60. So that's the only thing I can think of. All right, so let's go into the Paragon boards now. All right, so I think when people heard there was only 5 skill trees, people were like, oh, I want more skill trees, man. I'm not going to have any customization. I think we're a little bit off on that. I think there's still going to be some good customization you're going to be able to do. So I'm going to use one that's actually 46. So at 46, we're using the destruction tree now. So this is, I have 59 out of 25 dex, and every dex node now gives me 39.6% crit damage. So I have to now figure out which Paragon tree is best to, if I'm using destruction, to get the most dex. You could see the larger scale of radius now because at level 46 this increases. Look how big this is. This is huge. So I need to figure out what is the maximum dex I could get, plus which other rare nodes do I need in that tree. So that's some theory crafting right there that we're going to have to do to make sure. Another example, this is the new one. I don't know why the picture's gone, but it's Eliminator. So Eliminator gives you every magic node gives you, or any basic node gives you that power increased by 300% at level, I think I'm 46 on this one too. Yeah, I wanted to get a couple to 46 to see how big it gets. And you can see, wow, this is big, right? So now every node gives me 20 intelligence. And I think I got them all on this one so far. But back to the Paragon points, we're not going to have these, right? We're not going to have them all. It's a huge difference, right? So figuring out the tree that's going to work best for that glyph that will also give you the best rare nodes. So that's theory crafting right there. You're going to have a problem using 5 glyphs. That's easy. You know, legendary nodes you want to use too. So that's a huge change. Not very well explained. Hopefully I explained it a little bit better. Okay. Then there is how we progress. And if you go to this, this is not only in, so there's a couple ways. You can do this from the menu. You can press C when you first log into the game. So there's normal, hard, expert, pendant, and that's what you start on. So you start on normal or hard. You get to level 50, you go to expert or pendant. So I'll be playing hard and then pendant, and then 50 to 60s. That's going to be, it's pretty simple, it seems like. So it's mainly just like the new campaign or whatever quest line. It's going to be 60, and then the grind comes. This is when you're going to feel like, wow, I'm going through a progression system now from Torment 1, because Torment 1, I could start getting higher item level gear. Like I'd actually get very rare. You could get ancestral gear, but you could still get 750 gear. Then you can go to, you're going to have to beat levels of the pit, but in the pit you're going to be upgrading your glyphs, and you're also going to need to get experience to get Paragon points, because it's going to be hard to do these higher level pits if you don't have the Paragon points or the gear to farm. So that is a huge change right there. So you're going to have to go from 1, 2, 3, 4, and you really can't power level anymore in terms of leveling, because no matter what, I can't like open up a higher nightmare dungeon. You are matched up with the mobs in no matter what dungeon it is. So if you're on this level of hard and I'm fighting a level 47 mob, you're fighting a 30 mob, it's still 30 for you. So you can't really power level into leveling, but leveling is going to be quick. When you start getting to pits, people could carry you through higher level pits, so you could go to higher level torments. That is something that you could do. So I don't think that was explained very well. So I wanted to talk about that right there as well. I also don't think that this was mentioned. So here in this video, you'll see we are fighting, I think the ice dies. The ice beast does not drop anything besides uniques. So this is tormented tier 3. You could get ancestral, you could get mythics, or you could get just regular uniques. So it's 750 gear or 800 gear. So stats drop and gold drop, just like iron chunks and forgotten souls, things like that. That stuff drops. Gen fragments, I believe, drop too. So you are only getting uniques and you're target farming those. So that is a big change. A lot of times we were getting our legendary gear in there. So I think the majority of the legendary gear is going to come from pits, because you get a little bit more at the end of a pit run. And then Infernal Hordes, you're going to be able to get some legendary gear a little bit easier too. So those are going to be really important to do. So another big change is they didn't tell us this. We only have Obdicite now. We don't have Neath Iron or whatever it's called, or the other one. It's just Obdicite, and you get it from Night Ruin Dungeons, Infernal Hordes, and apparently the Undercity, which isn't out yet. So in the Nightmare Dungeon, anything you kill could drop Obdicite. It's not just at the end of the run, so you don't have to rush to the end of it. You could farm the whole dungeon, get a gear, and then get or Obdicite as well. It costs about 6k Obdicite to get a rank 1 to 12. And it's like a lot. I didn't farm it yet. Maybe you get a ton more Infernal Hordes, so we'll have to wait and see. But that is something they did not explain again in all the news they gave. All right, so the town, you do something cool. You could port always to your favorite town. You just open up the map and you right click if you're on a mouse. I don't know how to do it on a PC. So if I want to make this my town, if I want to make it Whispers, if I want to make it my favorite town over here, I could do that, or not Moonstead there. I could make that my favorite. And then I always port to that one when I press it. There's some new options in the menu they didn't talk about. Like I have the health in my mana bar above my head, which is pretty cool. Different. Also a pretty nice little feature here. You craft your mythic uniques right by the blacksmith, which makes sense because you salvage your shards there. Makes sense, right? The jeweler, you're playing right now on the PTR and you haven't made jewels yet. You probably had some jewels in your gear that didn't make sense. So you want to craft new jewels because the rubies don't give health anymore. They give strength in the chest. So realistically for Storks, until we get rune words, the only thing we're going to use is armor. I have not seen a rune word drop yet. On Friday, they're going to let us have access to it. So you'll see it if you're on the stream. So make sure you check us out. Kafka Gaming. We'll be live on Friday checking it out. But you'll want to use the Grand Topaz in the armor. And then if you don't have over 1,000 armor, and it's kind of cool because every torment, you need to be at 1,000 armor. Torment 1, 2, 3, and 4. But you're minus 1,000 armor on torment 4. So you need to have 2,000 armor. So like right on torment 3, and I'm okay. But if I went to torment 4, I might not be capped in armor. Same with resist. So that's why this item is really good again. And it's a legacy item, and it's only going to get better when I get the regular 800 version, because all your stats go up. So all these stats on here go up once you get it. I think this is where you also will craft like rune words as well. So you can get multiple rune words, which I haven't seen one drop yet. So hopefully they're not that rare. They never drop, but you could craft random magic runes here as well. You can still craft mythic uniques here too. You could legendary runes or random legendary or rare runes as well. You could your character screen, you can do your wardrobe right from here. You don't have to go anywhere. So if I want to change my outfit, I could do it right here. Change my pets. You could do that right here as well. Nice. So we talked about bosses, how they don't drop legendary items anymore. They only drop unique items. Above the mats were reduced, and Stygian stones so far have not been a thing. We didn't need any Stygian stones, but for an example, it was 27 blood to summon the Lord Zur. It is 12 now. Ice and Beast was 27. It is 12. Varshan was 4. So boss mats have been reduced as well. I said it was a little bit weird with the Tree of Whispers. The Tree of Whispers was giving me level 600 gear. Not sure why that was a thing. Not weird. I'm sure that needs to be fixed. So we're going to have to take a look at that. Something else that I thought was really, really cool, and I hope it continues. It is kind of nice too when you're like World Tier 4 and it's actually hard. So I was like, what? And stuff was hitting me. I'm like, oh shoot, I almost died. So you could die easily in World Tier 4 now, where in Torment 4 before you would have no chance of dying. See all this stuff that stacks here? I'm hoping I could get something else. See up there, it just happened. Before, you weren't able to see if you had multiple buffs on your character right here. It does stack to the top now. So that is a good quality of life change. I do like that. So I could actually see all my different debuffs. Might happen again here if I cast something. I don't know. But just for a second there, it did happen again. But maybe if I put, yeah, I felt Rosh on. But new abilities are cool. I do like the new familiar things that are Conjure. I feel like that's going to be good in almost every build, especially if you're using Conjure passive, because it automatically gives you 6. Always up, right? So you're always doing 6% more damage, gaining 6% more mana. So I do feel like these are pretty good. I haven't got a chance to play around with everything, right? So there's a lot to still do. That's why we are going to be playing on Friday, when you could actually go to this little vendor. And I don't know if you guys have seen this little vendor here. Skovashad, yeah, we'll go to the vendor. This guy right here, we're going to be able to click him on Friday, and he's going to let you just kind of let everything. The rune words, the gear, Paragon points, max everything. Only thing I would say that I'm a little worried about, it's going to take a while to get all the Paragon points from 100 or 1 to 325. We'll see how that works. It's faster from like 100, and it'll be pretty quick. So please check us out live on Friday. We're going to be streaming all the new stuff that we could do. I'm happy with the expansion or the season. This is just the start, guys. So this doesn't have the seasonal mechanic. We haven't checked out the rune words yet. We don't have the mercenaries yet. We don't have the Spiritborn class yet. We don't have the new zones. We don't have the Undercity. We don't have the Dark Citadel. There is so much that's going to be in the game that this is just testing out some random things with the new, how the items work, the Paragon tree works, the passive skills, the regular skills, the glyphs, all that stuff. So lots more to come. Excited to play it. Excited to show you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.